of the City of Coolidge City Council, May 13th, 2024. Would you please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? Pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Norma, would you call the roll, please?
Yes. Councilmember Tom Bagnall.
Present.
Councilmember Audrey Saavedra.
Present.
Councilmember Steve Hudson.
Here.
Mayor John Thompson.
Here.
Vice Mayor Jackie Henry.
Here.
Councilmember Tatiana Murrieta.
Here.
And Councilmember Eric Daniels.
Here.
Thank you. We have a quorum, Mayor.
Thank you, Norma. We move into presentations. Item number 3, monthly report by the Coolidge Chamber of Commerce. Good evening, Lynn.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Our March statistics. Let's talk about the reinvestments first. Arizona Water Company, AZ Pinal County, Calvary Chapel of Coolidge, Extra Hands, First American Title Company, Grand Vista Motel, Hayden Companies, Imagine Coolidge Elementary School, Kentucky Fried Chicken, Taco Bell, Moonlight Motel, Next Era Energy Resources, Print and Sign Express of Coolidge, Rotary Club of Coolidge, Shopes, and VFW. And our new members are AKA Bakery and More and 24/7 Fitness. So our stats for March are, our visitors were at 417, 13 in-state, 24 out-of-state. We had 1,960 referrals. Casa Grande Ruins visitation was 18,237. Year-to-date puts them at 48,031. Pinal Geology Museum had 138, and they're at year-to-date 493. DAV Museum, 82 visitors in March, and 140 year-to-date. Some upcoming events is membership luncheon on May 15th, Memorial Day Remembrance Ceremony, May 25th, and Memorial Day, of course, on the 27th. Any questions? All right, thank you.
Thank you, Lynn. Okay. Moving to call the public. This is a time of the meeting where if the public, you have anything to say to the council, you have 3 minutes. Come up, please come up, and we need your name and your address. Is anybody? Okay, Norma.
Yes, Mayor. We have one speaker tonight that has signed up, Mr. Patrick Melvin.
Okay.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, Madam Vice Mayor, honorable members of council, community members, staff, and guests. My name is Chief Patrick Melvin, and I'm a candidate for Pinal County Sheriff. I'm a military veteran, a deacon in my church, and an active member of the Pinal County community. My proudest roles, however, are as dad, husband, new grandpa, law enforcement veteran, and a member of this great Pinal County community since 2000. I stand here this evening to introduce myself to you with a sincere commitment to our shared safety and well-being. With 38 years of professional law enforcement experience, 12 years as a police chief in 3 different agencies in Arizona and in Texas, including being the inaugural police chief for the city of Maricopa, I personally witnessed the public safety challenges our communities face. Having 3 children who attended school here in Pinal County, I'm concerned about the health, welfare, safety of our youth, as well as the safety and security of Pinal County residents and community members. I'm convinced that as the most qualified and experienced non-political candidate in the it's time for a new era of leadership at the helm of the Sheriff's Office. As your sheriff, I will fight to ensure our deputies have the appropriate resources and training to perform their difficult duties, which include collaborating with your police department here to keep our youth and community members safe and secure in our neighborhoods. This will also encompass reopening the police academy once housed at CAC, Central Arizona College. I will encourage transparency, accountability, and trust, establishing community partnerships and collaboration, all with the goal of increasing the safety and security of our residents and community members for a safer community. And finally, the initiation of law enforcement accreditation, in my opinion, is absolutely essential and critical for a professional agency that puts community safety first. Law enforcement accreditation will encompass updating policies and procedures with the goal of professionalizing and elevating the practices and operations of the sheriff's office for increased safety and for the betterment of the community. My goal as the sheriff, ladies and gentlemen, is to take politics out of law enforcement and to inspire the women and men of the sheriff's office to protect and serve. This prestigious position is not for first-timers. As a seasoned law enforcement executive with experience serving in city, tribal, and county law enforcement agencies as a chief, I will have a zero learning curve. Together, we can build a safer community, more connected community where all residents feel safe and secure in their homes and neighborhoods. Please join me in this journey, and together we can shape our future here in Pinal County that prioritizes justice and unity. Again, my name is Patrick Melvin, and I am the non-political independent choice. Thank you, and for more information, you can check out my website at melvinforsheriff.com. 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 Thank you so much.
Thank you, Chief Melvin. Is there anybody else, Norma? Okay, seeing no one else charge the podium, move out to call the public into approval of the minutes for City Council Budget Meeting April 8th, 2024. Item 5, City Council Regular Meeting April 8th, 2024. Item 6, City Council Regular Meeting April 22nd, 2024. Are there no corrections or anything? If not, go ahead, Vice Mayor.
Mayor, I move to approve item number 4, 5, and 6 as read.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. That item's approved. Business items for consent. Does anybody on the council want any of these items pulled off for individual consideration? No? Okay. Item 7, consider approval of entering into a sub-recipient agreement number 230401 between the Arizona Department of Homeland Security and the City of Coolidge Police Department for 2023 Homeland Security grant funding in the amount of $78,938 to purchase a mobile license plate reader from Vigilant Solutions and night vision goggles, and approve the expenditure of said funds. Item 8, consider approval of entering into a high-density drug trafficking area grant agreement between the City of Tucson and the City of Coolidge Police Department for continued participation in the Pinal County Drug Task Force Program, HT 242915. And item 9, resolution number 2405, a resolution of the mayor and the City Council of the City of Coolidge, Arizona, approving the application for historic preservation funds for the Coolidge Women's Club Revitalization Project. Okay, if there's nothing, I need a motion to act.
Mayor,
Yes,
move to approve item number 7, 8, 9 as read.
Second.
motion is second. Norma?
Vice Mayor Henry,
Yes.
Councilmember Murrieta,
Yes.
Councilmember Daniels,
Yes.
Councilmember Bagnell,
Yes.
Councilmember Saavedra,
Yes.
Councilmember Hudson,
Yes.
and Mayor Thompson.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Moving to business, regular items. Item 10, consider approval of the fiscal year 24-25 benefit plans by remaining with Blue Cross Blue Shield as insurance provider for medical, dental, and life insurance, remaining with VSP through Principal for Vision, and including the same carriers for all other ancillaries, authorizing the city manager to execute the necessary documents. But I,
Oh, I was going, okay.
does he need to say anything? I mean, you went out and got the best deal you could get, right?
Yeah, this year, 0.17% increase, or total about 3,000, when most cities your size are probably seeing about $180,000 increase. You guys are at 3,500, so you guys did stellar. There's only one plan design change, and that's forced by the IRS on the HSA plan. Other than that, everything is staying exactly the same. So you guys had a really good year.
Well, you're slipping. You should have held up for more. No, as usual, you did us a good job. So
No, it started off a little bit higher, but yeah, we ended up getting it down. Most everything was a rate pass, just a few small things that got it a little bit. But no, it's a really good year. So if you had any questions, I'm here to answer them. But otherwise, it's all good news.
are there any questions? I know some people up here have kind of insurance in their blood. Is there any questions that anybody wants to ask? This guy's done us a good job for many years. No?
Why were the rates so low this year?
Looking at the claims data and so forth, they came out with about a 6 to 8% increase. Went back and went through all the data and went back to the carriers and said, look, the plan designs, the things that we were doing, are steering the utilization in the right direction, and we got them to back off the renewals quite a bit. So, and you guys are actually abnormal from the standpoint. The average increase right now is somewhere between 10 and 12% for most employers out there. Inflation is really driving medical costs up, but we were able to point towards your claims, as you guys have introduced the high deductible health plan, and you've had a number of employees move over to it. It's changing the way people are accessing care, and it's having an effect on your guys' utilization, which is a good thing. And you guys actually fund the HSA at a really good level, so it's not like you're putting people on a high deductible plan and leaving them out on an island. You're actually funding it really well, and the employees can get access to it. So you guys have done it right.
All right. Well, thank you.
Thanks.
All right, thanks, everyone.
Okay. Well, if there's nothing further, I'm going to need a motion.
Mayor, move to approve item number 10 as read.
Your second?
Second.
Motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carries. Item 11, presentation by the Coolidge Chamber of Commerce on their fiscal year 2024-2025 budget proposal in the amount of $98,000 from the city of Coolidge.
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, and Council. I would like to introduce two of my board members here, Debbie Neely and Tom Scott. And Debbie's going to do a presentation.
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, and Council. Debbie Neely, and I serve on the Coolidge Chamber of Commerce Board. Our illustrious president, Matthew McCormick, who you all know, was supposed to give this presentation this evening. However, he had an unexcusable emergency he had to attend to. They called me, so I'll do the best I can, although I know that Matt could probably do a much better job and is more prepared than I am. Our presentation this evening is our annual partnership promotion with the City of Coolidge and the Chamber of Commerce. This falls after our April 26th letter to the City of asking for a review of our businesses over the past year and requesting a continuation of our partnership affiliation for the coming year. Again, I don't have these notes memorized, so my clicker girl here with the slides will do her best and we'll try to get it together. As you all know, the Chamber has an agreement with the city to be provided. We promote the City of Coolidge, its local businesses, along with tourism. And the other item that we really delve into throughout the year is to support the economic development for the City of Coolidge. As usual, we had our 2024 Cotton Days. It always is a success, no matter how hard it is to pull off, regardless of what the weather may be. But we attracted almost 7,000 people this year, which is a great success for Coolidge. And last year, we expanded it with the tractor show. We brought them back this year, which seems to be a big hit for everybody and a center of interest of something new and fresh. And we also included the Gem and Minerals show, which was the first time this year because gotten together with their refabbing of their showroom. We continue to create new residence kits that go out with everyone that comes into the city. That includes a directory, along with other information and resources that are available about our local schools, our local businesses, and our college. Our goal is to remind people with our directories of the improvements that are going on within our community. We've worked really hard again and continue to work hard because it changes all the time. Social media promotion for the chamber and all the attractions that are going on within the chamber, four walls, as well as the city itself. We work with the county to promote our events throughout the region, and we meet quarterly with other chambers and visitor centers in Pinell County to talk about best practices to help keep each chamber and visitor center fresh of what's going on in their area of the city compared to our area of the city. We attend monthly meetings formed by the Southern Arizona Region meeting, promote our community and learn about possible opportunities to bring more events to Coolidge. I'm not sure if everybody really realizes how much the chamber is instrumental in assisting and working with the city when it comes to new inquiries coming into the city for residents and potential businesses. We help facilitate information to the city, so if there's a company that's looking to locate in Coolidge, we, number one, have our directory, whether it's here in the city or if they happen to pick it up in Superior or Eloy or wherever else in Pinell County, or even up in Maricopa County, they can easily reference our membership guide, and they know exactly where to go to for points of contacts within the development services or within the council or whatever else in Coolidge, so that they can focus exactly what they want to do and who they need to talk to when they want to come down here to do business in Coolidge. Another item that we focus on that was mentioned on the previous slide is we have a full-time staff at our visitor centers, and we are a lot of times the first place that people stop when they come into town because we are a visitor center. We have friendly and helpful staff and environment, and we love to hear where people are from. We make it a place where they feel comfortable, they can visit, they can come in, and the more they talk, the more they learn about us. And that's a good thing for the visitors, and word of mouth referrals to Coolidge from the people who do come into the center. I talked earlier about our continuation of the directory and the map. Our 2024 directory is a great source. It not only has the businesses listed alphabetically, it also has them listed by categorically. So if you happen to pick up our directory, and I know other cities do the same thing, but we're really kind of proud of ourselves because we do, I think, a good job and spend a lot of time proofreading and trying to get it just perfect because it's going out to the public eye. It is an eye voice of people who view it for what Coolidge represents. But if you look at that, it's an easy glance, again, an easy reference. So if you're looking for something for real estate as an outside person coming into Coolidge, or where are the restaurants, or where are the health facilities, it's just a quick glance shot. You can pick it up, and it's a friendly user. Our walk-ins last year were up almost 11% from the year prior. We work closely with the Pinell Geology Museum as well, and keeping it growing and making referrals to it so that people know that it is there. It is inside of what is known as the Artisan Village, and people are sometimes not aware that it's there, but everybody that goes there finds all the resources are there. They walk out always, I didn't know you guys had this. It's a great source of people knowledge. We also work with the DAV Military Museum. We promote it. We promote and have a seat on the Friends of Casa Grande's ruins, and works closely with them on ways to make visiting the ruins a great adventure. We're working more currently with the ruins on trying to bring back the speaker series that was previously had in the past, trying to bring them and coordinate them back into the community and point of interest or a point of for not just the local residents, but for people who are visiting Coolidge, so they can find out more about the ruins and what's going on there. And we also have a discussion where we're toying with the idea. I think it's a really good idea, and I hope we're able to put it together. Ways to bring back the Native American Musical Festival that used to be held. It's just another attraction that builds interest for Coolidge and brings attention to the ruin. So I hope we can put that together and a firm commitment from everybody. Lynn would like me to remind you that we also do our social media and local media transit advertising on buses that go inside and outside of Coolidge, advertising what the chamber does and what we have to offer. As far as economic development is concerned, next slide, please. The chamber facilitates the Coolidge Economic Development Committee, which is known as CEDC. This committee meets quarterly and is chaired by Gilbert Lopez, who, as you all know, is the Director of Development Services. With this affiliation, we are able to work with local businesses by providing a network opportunity and giving updates to each of these businesses of what's going on in their area and their area of expertise. We also visit businesses to make sure that we stay in line with them of what their business is doing, how they're planning on growing, what's changed. Are they going into a different site? Are they going into a satellite office? Are they needing employees? What's changing with that business? Because every business is different in its own right. So we want to be a real partner with them. So we can't fix what we don't know. So if we go and meet with these businesses, which we do routinely, we always find something fresh, find something about them that we can remind them, did you know this is how we can help you? Remember, this is what we can do for you. Oh, I didn't know that's what you were planning on doing the next quarter of your business or before fiscal year end. How can we help you? We also have been working with the Arizona at Work to help employers find employees by enhancing job postings and getting the word out with hiring events. And I believe we just recently had, within the last 30 or 60 days, one of those events as well here in Coolidge. Going back to our directory, which obviously you can tell I'm pretty proud of because I keep touching on it. I think this is the third time, but it is a nice directory. We specifically dedicate a whole section to the city for economic development to promote in print in our directory so that when it is sitting in other cities around Pinell County or outside of Pinell County, again, it gives business information. It fulfills the development that other people may be looking at. It dedicates that specific side for our economic development people to really promote the city and again give that quick reference guide of what's coming up in Coolidge and who to get in touch with to make it easy business when you come to Coolidge. We also are participating routinely in hosting the quarterly breakfast with the mayor to give local businesses an opportunity to meet the mayor if they haven't met you before, and create a line of communication and get updates of what's going on in the community. We also host the annual State of the City events where we can relate and reflect on what has happened in the past with the city and how the city is going forward in the future. And of course, we can't do this at the chamber without our membership. Our membership, together with the city, is a good influencer and supporter of what we do at the chamber. We currently have 271 members. I remember when I sat on this chamber, it seemed like for years going at a time, we were constantly 100, 102, 100, 102, and we have continued to grow ever since. Our membership has risen about 2.3% during the last fiscal year. And most importantly, there is strength in numbers by continued partnership and commitment that we have with our businesses. We have an 88% membership renewal retention. And I'll tell you that supersedes a lot of other chambers across the country, not just here in Arizona. So that says a lot for what we're doing as a chamber and how our businesses view us as well. We send out a monthly newsletter and news releases to keep our businesses in the know. We want to make sure they are using all the opportunities we have to offer, and if not, remind them on how to do that. And I can personally attest to that. I've had the chamber staff call me and say, do you know you can do this on our website? Do you know you can do this on Facebook? How come you're not doing that? Step it up. And I'm like, oh, I got it, I got it. So they do that. And I want to just point out too, and I know this is kind of backtracking, but it's really a great local resource for not just the businesses, but the entire community. I remember when COVID was going on, our chamber and their staff was immediate in letting people know what was open, what was not was open, what was going on, what were the federal guidelines, what wasn't. So not only that, but together with right now the present, what streets are closed, what's not closed, when is election, all that type of stuff is a constant reminder to the community of the value the chamber has in its commitment to keeping everybody in the know. We have a robust onboarding process for our new members to make sure they know that all the tools are available to them within the. We work with the CBDC, bringing in workshops, networking luncheons, and other opportunities. We continue to host ribbon cuttings and open houses. And we always have our annual banquet, which is always a pleasure to honor businesses and special individual people within the community for their commitment and dedication for helping make Coolidge a great place, not only to live, but to work and to also play and prosper. I mentioned briefly the DAV before. We work with other local veterans group on projects and events that benefit our veterans. And we also work with other nonprofits to help with needs of our community as well as clean up the graffiti in the city. We are involved in different committees and boards. Predominantly, our director, Lynn Parsons, is very instrumental on working with the Arizona at Work, Pinnell Gila Senior Council, Coolidge Transit Committee, Achieve Pinnell, Coolidge Rotary Club, Kiwanis, Friends of Casa Grande Ruins, and many others. Our schools are an important asset to our community as well, and we work to be in the know with our local schools and to make sure we are giving them any resource that will help them provide a greater education. This last year, we partnered, Lynn, was it just this year or the year before? This is our second year, thank you, that we partnered with the AARP program to promote the reading level within our schools. They approached us and wanted us to know if we would be instrumental in helping them get that program into the schools and work with the schools. And the reading level has increased 16% from last year. So come ask us, we'll be a doer. That's what we like to do. The community also expressed that they wanted a market go-to place for produce. We started that program with Borderlines, and it worked for some time. We ended up going in a different avenue with the Market on the Move, known as MOM, and that's who we're currently working with to create a community produce market. We create and manage a list of volunteers every time they bring in to I can't think of the word, to give out the produce. But
Distribute.
they volunteer and distribute. Thank you very much. That's a big word. But we work and put together all the volunteers to help make that distribution go easy peasy and get everybody in and out and get everybody the needs that they are having to have at the time. That takes about 20 volunteers each time, every time we have a distribution. And we're glad to be able to do that. And here is a listing of many of our partners and our local businesses that we work with on a routine basis, trying to accomplish all the needs and desires and growth for the city of Coolidge through the Chamber of Commerce. One of the things we're going to do this year that we're currently working on, as well as a few of the other projects that I mentioned earlier, is we're currently working with Arizona at Work, and we're going to streamline a database of many company profiles for businesses here within our community so that we can specifically find out what each of those companies' employment needs are. And this will help us better prepare the workforce through Arizona at Work to meet the employer's needs. Every business has a different need and expertise, and when we work with the Arizona workforce and the SBDC and the ACA to connect local businesses with programs or information and people, it just means a success rate bigger for each of those entities. Our mission at the Chamber, I know y'all can read, but we're pretty proud of it, is to provide leadership for the continued growth of our community. We advocate an environment in which our local businesses succeed, community prospers. We support and strengthen this environment by driving economic development, fostering community partnerships, and promotion of our members. Our mission is to provide the continued growth, as noted above, and continue to support and strengthen our community and our businesses. And here is a list of our board of directors and officers. I'd like to thank each of them for their leadership and guidance at each of our board meetings and oftentimes outside of our board meetings, and we have issues that we need to address rather hurriedly or immediately outside of a board meeting. We look forward to another great year of working together and to make a difference within the city of Coolidge. And at this time, I'd like to introduce our Director, Lynn Parsons, whom you all know. And if you have any questions, she or I will be able to help you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Any questions?
No.
Just a general comment, Mayor. I just want to thank the Chamber over the past 4 years. It's been a pleasure working with you guys. You do a lot of great work in the community. I think Lynn's at more events than some of us, so it's always good to see Lynn at some of these ribbon cuttings and really helping support businesses and the whole team. So just appreciate the work you guys do.
I echo his opinion. You guys do a great job. Talked to a lot of businesses that have come here that have come through you, or we've talked to them and referred them to you, and they end up coming here. So thank you very much.
Thank you. It's always been really great. It takes all of us to make it all happen, though. Thank you.
All right, if there's nothing further, I need a motion to act.
Mayor, if there's no further discussion, I make the motion, we approve the $98,000 budget for the City Chamber of Commerce for 23-24,
Is there a second?
24-25.
Okay, the motion is second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay, thank you. Item 12. Consider approval of amendment to professional services agreement between the City of Coolidge and Logan Simpson Design, Inc. for professional architectural and engineering services for the Coolidge Regional Park.
Mr. Mayor, I'll handle this. As you saw a presentation earlier by Ricky regarding our regional park, we have been in a long-term negotiations and contract with Logan Simpson, who's doing a great job for the city and putting forward a regional park plan. That's what we've got to this point in time is a conceptual plans, and the next step is to go into full-blown engineering design to do the grading, drainage, all the very detailed engineering design work, topography, surveying, and this particular request before you tonight is to authorize the next task order to allow them to enter into that phase. They think it'll probably be 4 to 5 weeks for them to get all that work done. And then following that, we can then go out and solicit, contracts, to do the phase 1 work, grading and drainage and so forth. So happy to answer any questions that you have. All this revenue or funding is paid for through our impact fees, as Ricky said earlier. And we have sufficient impact fee revenues to pay for this, and then hopefully we'll have a little bit left over for some park improvements with grants.
Anybody have any questions?
I just got to have a couple. In the documents that were given to us, it says that the construction budget is $5 million. And then in this, it says that, we've got 435,860 is what has been expended so far, asking for an additional 174,550 for a total cost of $610,410. And is around 10% of the estimated cost. So if that's 10%, so is and I know that this was back in 2023, so I know we've talked about a year, but it looks to me like it's gone from 5 million to 6 million, or,
Well, what we're going to try to do is build this for far less than what the original estimates came into us at. We had one of the people on their teams gave us an initial estimate that I would almost be a little afraid to tell you what it was. Very, very expensive. We're hoping that we can do a lot of this with the $5 to $6 million. We're going to do that through, Ricky and I have been out looking at contractors that have been doing a lot of the earthwork. One of the contractors did earthwork on our landfill. And so we're going to try to get our costs down. But when you think about the overall cost for this work, it's like less than 10% of the overall cost of this whole project. So the cost is very much in line with what engineering costs are for these types of projects.
and then the only other thing is the conceptual design that's in the packet and what was presented tonight, and is what was presented tonight going to be the final, or are we still working towards the final?
Well, what you see is like what's done with the 30% design phase. Basically, it's the overall master plan. That's what you saw tonight, the master plan for the entire park.
Right.
As Ricky mentioned earlier, as we build this park out over years, it's going to take many years for us to have the amount of funding that we need to build this whole park. The council may elect to change a few things with this park design. But right now, what we're hoping to do is get the phase one started, which is primarily grading, drainage, some of the initial park improvements that Ricky outlined tonight, for a $5 to $6 million budget. That's what we're hoping for. And at this point, I can't tell you that we have $5 to $6 million.
Right.
We get this engineering in place, we get a recipe to design and build a park, and then as funding comes available, whether it's grants, donations, any other revenue streams that might come in, we'll start building components of the park.
Okay. And then because I think we have after this is taken out, I think the city still owns probably around another 400 acres, in the area out there. So is that going to be, a portion of that also going to be included in the future?
No.
With this regional park
yeah.
concept, or is it mostly going to go to economic
Yeah,
development?
this park is very large. In fact, for most regional parks, this is on the large. Park won't get any larger than what you see here. There may be other opportunities as the city grows to put community parks in other areas of the city. The land that we own out there around the wastewater treatment plant, we're going to continue to hopefully lease that to a farmer with a RFP that's going to be going out here soon. We'll be farming that land probably through that lease agreement for indefinitely. I don't know of any reason for us to stop doing that for a while.
And then I know that we were taking the sludge and we were drying it out and everything. That's completely away from.
Yeah, that's off on the farmland. That's so immediately to the west of the wastewater treatment plant on that farmland, part of that farm lease.
Perfect.
Correct.
Yeah, 'cause I don't want to end up with another like we had before.
Yeah, no,
with the old
No.
airstrip out there and everything. So, okay.
Councilmember Bagnall, I just wanted to touch on the rest of that farm. You mentioned economic development for possible future development of that land. We actually need to keep that land for the wastewater treatment plant. Currently, what our footprint is now, we're at 2 million gallons, and to 3 million gallons. But that plant is actually rated for a 35 million gallon treatment plant. We need that land there itself to expand the actual footprint of the wastewater plant. If we use that land as our backup, if we ever have to unload any of that effluent water, that is where we can do it in case of an emergency. We have to keep that in open farmland. We can't develop any more of that land, otherwise we actually handcuff ourselves. If we ever lose any of our where we're pushing our effluent now, we have an agreement with 5 different farmers. If they, for some reason, decide that they're not going to take that effluent water, we have to have a place to put it because we're moving effluent water and it has to go somewhere. But we need that land to be able to operate for any future operations for our wastewater plant. I just wanted to let you know that because everybody sees, it's 266 acres that we have, and everybody sees it as what can we do with this, and we're putting a park there and all the things that you could do. But we have to have that land for the wastewater treatment plant.
Right. Okay.
Just so you know.
Thank you.
Anybody else?
I think this is just one more step getting closer to this project, hopefully getting started. I think it's pertinent to say that this is probably, we'll have to be leaning heavily on city staff, specifically Gilbert, on trying to sell some of that commercial section and hopefully helping, potentially getting some funds help build out this park fully. I do want to say, hopefully it's relates to this agenda item, that we should probably sooner rather than later start thinking about a name for this. But that's all I had.
A name for the park.
All right. If there's nothing further, we need a motion to act.
Mayor, if there's no further discussion, I make a motion to approve item number 12 as read.
Second.
Okay, motion is second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion continues. Report from the mayor and council. We'll start down here with Councilmember Bagnell.
Just one thing, we've got Memorial Day coming, Memorial Day weekend, and as has been done in the past, the American Legion will be putting crosses and flags on all the graves of the peace veterans. And and the community is invited to participate, so I know that Friday evening, they'll be putting the flags, the state flags, and then the big Garrison flag up at San Carlos Park. In the morning, I believe, from 7 until almost 9 o'clock, they're going to be serving a breakfast for those who are wanting to help at the American Legion. And then they will have the branch of service flags and the American flag and the state flag delivered out to the cemetery by the Legion Riders and the Legion Off-Road Riders with an escort by the Coolidge Police Department. And then at that point in time, they'll have a small program and it'll disperse. But so if anybody's interested in coming out and helping, please feel free to do so. If you have any questions, just call the American Legion.
I have nothing.
I have nothing.
Nothing.
Just might mention that I've been attending the community working group at the Randolph, SRP, Pinal County. A lot of the residents in that community have been working together for quite some time, and if you've not been out to Randolph, you should go and look at the improvements that SRP has helped to facilitate out there with the help of Pinal County. Pretty impressive with what's going on out there. They've recently received historic preservation recognition. I think received some kind of a governor's award, or will be receiving a governor's award for historic preservation. So pretty exciting about what's happening in that community. Also received, our Development Services Department received a couple of petitions to look at our zoning code related to energy storage systems. Tonight, you were going to have on your agenda, and I think there were people that may have received a notice in the mail about an energy storage system that the Planning Commission recently denied. That applicant has requested that be heard at our next council meeting, which is on Tuesday, the 28th. I think some people received an initial notice that they thought that was going to be tonight. I think a secondary notice went out saying it's for the 28th at their request, the applicant's request. So I just want to bring that to your attention as well. But we are working with the original group that kind of helped us craft an ordinance to regulate the utility scale solar projects. We'll be working with that same group to see how we might be change that code a little bit to look at all renewable energy sources, including wind turbines, and then also to look at a separate ordinance related to battery energy storage projects, and that'll be before, hopefully in the coming months. That's all I have to report.
Thank you, sir. Well, that's it then. I guess we need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? We're adjourned.